Hi y'all, you're watching Path of Ash. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And the lighting in my bathroom is something serious because my skin looks so clear. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is I am going to go get my hair done again. I'm going back to the Dominican salon that I went to a couple months ago. Well, I showed y'all the video a couple months ago, and I've been regularly going here. So I'm just gonna show y'all the results of my hair, and if I can, I will try to get some snippets of me in the salon. But this is also going to be a FAQ video as well. So I'm just show y'all or tell y'all what I have changed in my heat training journey. And excuse my voice because I'm coming down with something. I'm not gonna claim being sick, but I'm coming down with something, so yeah. But when I'm gonna get done, I'm gonna get another blowout. Now this, don't be fooled, it looks silky, but it ain't. This is something that I did myself, and y'all, it's looking limp, crusty, dry. I have a lot of dandruff on my scalp. If y'all can't see that, my part is not even parting because I'm getting it done anyway. They're gonna wash it anyway, so I don't even care. And it's just heavy, weighed down, and looking stringy. And I'm going to get another trim. I got the trim back in June, so that was like 3 months ago. So I want to stay on track with my trims, at least doing it every 3 months or every 12 weeks or whatever, just so we don't have to keep cutting off 2 inches at a time. But yeah, we better get this show on the road. All right, y'all, I know y'all sick of me because I always say that I'm going to record in the shop, and every time I go, I be scared. I was the only one in there for like the first, like for my process of getting washed and putting the rollers in, and then someone else came in, and then another person came in, so it was getting packed in there. And I did not record, but I did record like how the shop was empty and how it was just me and then me under the rollers because they move so fast. But I went and I didn't get a trim. Now I did inquire about the trim after she got me blown out, and you know, she did everything. She said I was good. I, on the other hand, thought I would need the trim, but looking at it all from the back, let me show y'all. Let me see if y'all can get all of that. It looks a little because the light glare, but looking at it all from the back, everything looks pretty much even. I'm gonna straighten my neck out so y'all can see a true length check. But everything looks even. I don't see any like scraggles or splitty splits. It just looked that way because it wasn't, well, my little makeshift of a blowout just didn't do the job. But they got me right as always. But I'm gonna get into the whole FAQ. All right, so this is the moment that we all have been waiting for, and this is the FAQ portion of the video about the update of my hair and whatnot, my routine and all of that. So I don't even know when the last time I did the FAQ, and I don't even know where I am in my heat training journey, so I have to go back and look at the times on my pictures or videos. I did an update for 3 months, then I did an update for a year, so I don't know what the other time frame is. I have to go back and check that out. All right, so I just had a special guest just appear out of nowhere, but so yeah, I don't know where or when or whatever I am in my heat training journey, but I'm just gonna give just random facts about what I've been doing now that's different than before. So before, I was doing my hair on my own with the whole washing, styling, using heat in every wash day with doing blowout. Sorry y'all, I don't feel well, so I keep getting a tickle in my throat. But I would incorporate heat in every wash day. So like I said, that silk press, blowouts, things, me doing that myself. But I have changed that now, and I have put that in the hands of professionals. So I don't do my own silk presses anymore. Now I will do like a slight blowout after washing my hair or doing like a roller set or whatnot, but then the next week after that I'm going back to the shop. That's just to keep me, you know, looking okay until I get back to the shop. So that's not a thing that I do in my own hands. And the reason why I let that go because I feel like I was the issue when it came to my hair. But I'm gonna elaborate on that a little bit later in the video. But yeah, so I still do my own washing. I'll do that like once a week. or depending on how long the blowout lasts, because sometimes this can last up to like 3 weeks with like proper maintenance, and that's with moisturizing, wrapping my hair every night, and then also refreshing it with like flexi rods or anything if I want to add some curls into my hair, just not using heat myself. So I know that was a mouthful and it probably doesn't make sense, but I'm going to elaborate a little bit more as we go on with like my thoughts of what will be a frequently asked question. I'm going to break down the questions into certain topics, and I'm going to put it in like 3 topics that I feel like it will be the most frequently asked question or most topic or whatever. So I'm going to break it down for questions about curl pattern. Then we're going to move on to length and length retention questions. And then I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into the routine aspect. So starting with curl pattern, a question I think will be frequently asked is how long did it take for me to notice a difference in my curl pattern or texture? And to answer that, I would say once I hit the year mark, that's when I noticed an extreme difference in the texture of my hair. So when I was doing just the blowouts or using my blow dryer every wash day just to have a stretched out look around the 3-month mark, I didn't really notice a difference in my hair. When I washed it, it pretty much snapped back to the same type 4 textures. And if you don't know, or if you haven't watched my like really older videos, my hair was a mixture of all the type 4s, I like to say. I classified myself as 4C, but I did have some sections of my hair that was 4B, mostly in the front. 4C was kind of like in the back, and I feel like the 4A was like in the crown top. So I had a lot of textures going on anyways, but I classified myself as 4C because like most of my hair in the back was always that texture, you know, the thick, coarse, not really having a curl pattern, but more so of like the afro type of texture. So around the 3-month mark, my hair was still the same. I still had, you know, everything was still intact, no straight pieces, no damage, no nothing. But as I hit into the year mark, that's when I noticed a little bit more of a looser curl pattern. I wouldn't say it got to like 3 or anything or anywhere close to type 3, but I would say it was more so everything was like 4A all around, to give a little reference about that. So of course the front section where I said was like more so like the looser part, like the 4B-ish part, that is where I started to notice a difference in. First was the front part of my hair, especially the top part of my roots. That's where all the, not the straight pieces, but the looser, I was more so able to slick this part. But then the back was really stubborn, and the back is still not like completely altered. I still have curls in the back, but now with it being a little over a year, or much more over a year, I have to go back and see, I don't have like the straight pieces on the ends, but you can tell where I have frequently straightened my hair. Like the curls are, they're gone. They're gone. And I can get where that can be scary if you're just now heat training, and that's like the main thing. It's like, I don't want to damage my curls. I don't want to damage my curls. It's all about preference, and it's all about over time. So with me, I didn't really care. In the beginning, I did care. When I hit the 3-month mark, I was really still concerned about keeping my curls, and everything went fine. As I probably got to like 6 months, I started being more so to wanting to be a straight hair natural instead of just dealing with the whole braid outs, twist out styles. Not saying like I didn't like it, but it was just still a lot of maintenance. And with my lifestyle and like everything being a lot different for me now, I wanted something that I could just like unwrap and go. So by month 6 is when I started going towards like straightening my hair a lot more. Getting back to the curl pattern, because we'll touch on that later. Getting back to curl pattern, a lot of people are scared that they're going to damage their curls, but it's all about heat usage, how often you use it, and how much like over time that you use it. So if you are worried about your curl pattern, I would suggest just being a blow dry kind of heat trainer. So what I was doing in the 3-month, do that. Like just blow dry your hair to stretch it out for styles. And then once you wash your hair, you can go return back to your wash and goes, leave it alone for a little bit, And then once you're ready to like stretch your hair back out, use the blow dryer. Don't be scared of the blow dryer. Now, some blow dryers out here do get hot, but like I said, it's about how often you use it. So if you wash your hair every 2 weeks and you use the blow dryer every 2 weeks, your curl pattern is not going to change as fast as someone who gets a silk press every week or every 2 weeks, like actually using a flat iron and actually going through the whole process. So is this more of trying to figure out what works for you and what tools that you know are not going to be too hot, and then you can always lower the settings. You can do it on the medium. You don't have to always use the high heat. I know when I was blow drying, I would use high heat, but that's because I had blow dryer brushes. I didn't actually use an actual blow dryer, and my brushes, they were I had to recently get a new one because it was only blowing from like the top part of the section anyway, so it wasn't really fully functioning. But yeah, so curl pattern, if you're scared of damaging your curls, just do things little by little. Now me, I stopped caring about them in between the process of heat training, so that's why I made the decision to just go ahead and just straighten my hair frequently, and that's why my hair looks the way it looks. Now if you don't like the way my hair looks and you don't want your curls to be as damaged as mine, then this is not for you, or the way that like my methods won't be for you. You'll have to figure out what's for you, and then you might be like me over time. You'll be like, you know what, I don't really care anymore. I want to just full-fledged be a straight hair natural, and then you can do so. All right, another thing I do want to touch when it comes down to curl pattern is that some of your hair may be altered faster than the other parts of your hair. So like I said, in the front of my hair, it was already a different texture. I already had like 4A, 4B, 4C in the back, all of that. So I noticed that when I was doing my whole heat training process, most of the hair section in the front was turning looser faster than in the back, because the back is where I had the most coarse texture. So I did notice the front section here being easier to like manage, or easier to get straightened, or like less resistant to the heat, other than the back sections of my hair. And I still do have that problem when it comes down to like the mixture of textures. The back part is more so harder for me to manage, or it takes a while for it to get straight, rather than the front section of my hair. So with heat training, you will have to learn like the different curl patterns, and I feel like that's important. While we are talking about curl patterns, it's important to know your hair texture and know your hair type before you start heat training. That way when you do see the differences, you'll have like a more better understanding of things. And like I said, with heat training, you don't have to fully commit. You don't have to be a straight hair natural. If you just want more stretched out looks, that you're tired of shrinkage and you just want to just blow dry your hair every so often, you don't even have to have a routine with it, but just to make it a lot easier for you when you're doing wash day or doing styles, heat training is an option. You don't have to fully be a straight hair natural, but you can just incorporate heat, just putting heat in your routine somehow, some way. But you have to be aware that it can alter or change your curl pattern over time. So I just want to make that a disclaimer, and I want to keep repeating that and making that known, so if you do it, you don't blame me if your hair gets damaged. While we are on the topic of heat damage, a lot of people like to say it's a difference between heat damage and heat trained hair. I, on the other hand, think there is a difference, but at the same time, at the end of the day, if you're altering the way your hair naturally is, like, you're kind of damaging it. Just like if you use a chemical, in a way the chemical is breaking down the bonds in your hair, then that's damaging it. So I like to refer it as heat damage under control, that it's not severely damaged to the point that it's breaking off. We can still maintain some health to it, but we are still altering the way that it looks. So heat damage, heat train is just, like I said, heat damage under control. Now we're going to move on into length and length retention questions, or anything that comes to my mind what I think I need to share with y'all about length in my personal journey, because everybody's hair is different. So when it comes down to length and length retention with heat training versus before I was heat training, I will say I feel like I have retained more length than when I wasn't heat training. And the reason being because with my hair being stretched out, I can detangle it a lot more without unnecessary breakage. I feel like before I started heat training, I wasn't properly detangling my hair. I would just be like, oh, if the comb can get through it, then that's it. And then that was causing more split ends, more damage, more fairy knots, and etc., and causing breakage and making my hair stay the same length every single time. Now, before I started heat training, I did occasionally go get silk presses like once a year. I will go to a professional, and that would be the only time that I ever trimmed my hair, was that once a year or once every year, 6 months, 2 years. And I noticed that I would have to cut off about 3 inches at a time, or 2-3 inches at a time, versus me being heat trained and having my hair straightened. I can visibly see where my hair is split, and then I can just go get that taken care of. Now that was on me, so I'm not going to blame like, oh, my hair being in its natural state was causing split ends. It was the way I was taking care of my hair in its natural state that was causing split ends. I wasn't detangling properly. I wasn't keeping track of trims or scheduling trims. Now I know that's like a big up and down thing with scheduling trims, because sometimes you will over trim your hair, like getting a trim when you don't need it, and that's a different subject that we can tackle. But in my case, I wasn't getting trims at all, and it was causing this split ends and breakage. And with the hair, like my texture, it was hard to notice when I had split ends without it being stretched. So I would notice it when I was going through the blow dryers phase, with me just blow drying my hair every wash day. I would notice like the see-through parts and knowing that, okay, that hair just got to go, versus me just never stretching my hair out, just doing my hair while it was wet, and like my curls or my coils like being shrunk up. I never knew where there was any kind of split ends or damage. Everything kind of pretty much blended together. So in that sense, it's not the heat that's retaining my length, but it's me being able to visibly see when I do have split ends or some type of damage, and be able to take care of it. And also the easily detangling, instead of me, roughly detangling my hair or roughly handling my hair every day and causing unnecessary breakage, I can, glide my comb through my hair, which is causing less breakage, is causing the length retention to make things shorter. So if y'all watched the video when I got my Dominican blowout for the first time back in June, I got my hair cut. I got like probably like 2 inches cut from my hair, and since then my hair has grown a lot. I do want to get like side-by-side photos. I will have to dig in and look through so we can compare. So my hair has grown. I have noticed that, but I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't give that credit to heat training. I would give that to the trims and actually going to a professional to get my hair done. So that is going to move me into my next topic of my routine and what I've changed. So the only thing, like I said early in the video, but I want to get deeper into it, the only thing that I've changed in my routine is not... Okay, thanks. I'm coming. This is the last part. The only thing that I've changed in my routine is me not doing my own silk presses and my own blowouts. And the reason why I have changed that is because I noticed that I wasn't taking care of my hair properly in doing so. Like, I didn't have all of the tools, the products. Like, I am not a professional, so I just decided to go to a shop so I don't further damage my hair. Like, I'm already playing a dangerous game with using heat all the time, and that could cause breakage. So I just wanted to get my own hands out of my hair and not fry my hair to pieces. So I would just go to a professional who is trained to do hair. So me going to Dominican salon, and I know how y'all feel about Dominican salons, and I get that not everybody experiences the same, but the one that I go to, they seem to be very educated in my hair, my texture, and what I got going on, and they do get me right. We good right now. But I just wanted to leave that in the hands of a professional, so I'm not frying my hair off to pieces, because I have, color treated hair. I have a lot of stuff going on with my hair, and I felt like I was having a lot of setbacks because I was doing my own hair. I was having a lot of not really noticing length retention because I was doing my own hair. And there's I wasn't trimming my hair correctly. I wasn't doing a lot of things correctly. It was me. I was causing the setback. So I wanted to just add that to my routine. I still take care of my washes. So this blowout will probably last me 3 weeks at max. Because after a month, I could go a month, but my scalp would start to get really like dirty and dandruffy and heavy and whatnot. But since that the summer months are going away and I'm not like sweating in my head anymore, I could probably see or challenge myself if I can get it to a month, but at max 3 weeks. And I feel like that's really good. And then between those, I would try to go to the salon at least once a month or every 6 weeks. And between those weeks, like the 3 weeks or whatever, I do wash my own hair. I will still do a twist out or a braid out style. I can still achieve those just to like hold off until my next time I'm going to go to the salon. So I still maintain my own hair with doing my wash days, hot oil treatments. I wrap my hair every night. I still do my own maintenance and use my own products, deep conditioning on my wash days and things like that. But when it comes down to the straightening part, I'm leaving that in the hands of a professional. I don't want nothing else to do with that. And that way they can tell me like when I need to trim and when I need to do this, because I can't see my hair from the back. I only can see what I'm doing from the front. I've never been super skilled at doing my own hair anyway. And I just wanted to just leave that to them. And I feel like my hair looks a lot healthier than if y'all go back to the previous videos and see how fried my ends were. And I would always talked about that. I'd be like, my ends are disgusting, my ends are disgusting, but I wasn't doing anything about it because I didn't trust myself cutting it, because I would have slaughtered and caused more damage. I know my limits. So that's the only thing that I have changed. I feel like I just been rambling on about a lot of different things. So if I didn't touch anything, I am sorry. I'm going to keep checking in and doing these little hair update videos and doing lymph checks and tapping into my hair content, because I know that's what y'all like. So with that being said, I am going to wrap this video up here, but if you do have more questions, you can just comment below. I did see some comments on the prior videos and I feel like I touched that. That's why I had to separate it into the topics of curl pattern, lymph, and what's new in my routine. But I will see y'all all in another video. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this one. Bye.